Hello and welcome to Doing Business in Rwanda. I'm your host, Ridhima Shukla. For years, we've known that the world is losing its climate regulators, water givers, sustainable food producers, and more, to deforestation and forest degradation at an alarming rate. In this race against time, saving and protecting our natural heritage is a priority. And in this episode, we bring you the revival story of a unique forest from the depths of the Rift Valley of Africa. Stay tuned. A giant entity made of smaller beings, growing, changing, breathing. The Gishwati forest, like any other, appears alive. A part of Africa's Rift Valley, the Gishwati Mukura National Park once spanned over 100 square kilometers, but by the 20th century, its future hung by a thread. As one of the most densely populated districts in Rwanda, the forest's resources and its land was exploited until a change in its status quo.
The conservation program of these different protected areas, specifically Gishwati, where this was gazetted as a reserve. Being a reserve was not strictly protected because there could be some flexibility to allow communities utilize some of the forest resources. The government of Rwanda decided to gazette this protected area as a national park, which means specific and few activities will only be allowed to be conducted inside this protected area as a national park. Number one, research. Number two, tourism. And then protection activities.
The forest has lost 98% of its tree coverage, and it was almost gone. And the remaining part was also being cut, but the conservation effort has been made. Now we have 15 square kilometers that are fully conserved and also serving as a habitat of different species of primates and also other biodiversity.
In order to protect the forest, the government of Rwanda works with the local authorities to mobilize and engage the park's surrounding communities.
It's very important for them to be engaged so that they benefit from the conservation of Gishwati, but also we need a feedback from them to also support this initiative of protecting and conserving Gishwati, where they can participate in different activities, in fighting against illegal activities, stopping illegal mining around the park, grass cutting, tree cutting, and so on.
But engaging the communities in conservation efforts also came with its challenges.
Of course, it takes long to change their mind because they have been using the forest in different ways. When it comes as a national park, to change that mindset of them, it takes time. It takes time, but because of the government lines and the policy they put on and the way they teach people, the community.
The change in the community's mindset has been greatly assisted by Rwanda's tourism revenue sharing program.
Through the sharing of the tourism revenue that we get on an annual basis, we give them 10% to improve their lives, to support different projects for their development. Since we started this program in 2019, we have already given out about 500 million Rwandan francs, which could equate to 500,000 USD, going to different community projects.
We do only employ local community, so they are also getting job in all the work being done inside. All the truckers we have are from this community. All the people we are employing in different activity, maintaining the trade network inside Gishwati, also in the tourism product development, they are all from this local community.
From a bioreserve into a national park, now the Gishwati forest is expected to add to Rwanda's tourism offerings.
Gishwati will, just like other national parks, continue to boost tourism diversification first of all, as it's also unique and another place for visiting the amazing rich biodiversity that we have as a country.
The Gishwati forest hosts a balanced ecosystem with a complete food chain. The biggest and the most dominant species is the eastern chimpanzee, followed by 3 species of monkeys, jackals, civets, other mammals, and a great number of bird species, all part of the forest's experience.
Currently, you can visit the Gishwati part of the Gishwati Mukura National Park, where you can see habituated primates, including chimpanzees.
Here in Gishwati, we have one community made by 35 individuals. We have a team of trackers that are with them and they know where they are. And we use the trail inside Gishwati to get where they are. And whilst getting there, sometimes they come out of the nest and we can observe them for 1 hour. And the maximum group is, for the groups is 8 people to track the chimps. Chimpanzees have the behavior of staying in the canopy of the trees. They use the branches of the trees to build their nests. That is where they spend the night. It is a kind of like a mixture of plants, of branches of trees, and making like a bed where they stay the night. It is in the canopy. That is where they always stay the night. Chimpanzees are very smart and they have developed a brain. So they can recognize if there is someone in the forest, they can recognize if there is an enemy. Even observing them, you see that they are checking and they are like thinking about who you are. And seeing if there is a new person, they can recognize that he's new to them. They can see uniform, they can differentiate people. Their way of living, it is like somehow organized. And what I like from them is that they love each other. They do respect each other. And you see that they are like smartest animals.
You know, wild animals in their habitats, you can't predict that you are going to see them in 1 day or 2 days, or you will be able to see them in 1 hour or 2 hours. For you to be able to see them, you need to have planned for this for a long period of time. You make sure you have enough water, drinking water. You make sure you have good walking shoes. You make sure you have rain gears. When it rains, you can still walk and get where they are. You make sure, again, you have other equipment. It depends on their plan. And you know, more specifically for the chimps, when we are planning as visitors, they are also planning. So it's just by good coincidence that you get there in 1 hour, in 30 minutes, and you see them. It could take 1 day, it could take 2 days, but as far as I know, since I've been here, most of the guests who have been coming to see them, they saw them. For us, it gives us a hope that they are still natural, they are still active, they are active in their habitats, they can move in and out, they are not threatened, they are no longer threatened. So it's a good indicator, it's not negative. So
from the time I was arriving here is different from how it does look like now. One example I can give you, the time we were starting here, we had 13 individual chimps, 1-3. And now it is more than doubled. It does show that the forest is growing, and also our primates are having food. Because in their behavior, if they are not having enough food, If they are feeling like their life is hard for them, they do not make babies. So the fact that they are increasing in the number, it does show that they are feeling safe and they are having enough to eat.
The 35 chimpanzees are at home in Gishwati. Hidden behind the foliage, they move in the canopy. Their hoots and grunts echoing and merging with the sounds of the forest's many residents. More than $44 trillion of the global economy is dependent on nature. It is impossible to rebuild healthy economies without investing substantially in our planet. A fact that resonates with Rwanda's proactive policy of conservation for building the nation's wealth one step at a time.
More species of wildlife are now threatened or endangered because of the lack of the right protection or the right approach to their utilization. So Rwanda wants to be a place where wildlife is safe, where wildlife benefits our people, and where wildlife pays back to our economy.
This was a CNBC report on the revival of Gishwati Mukura National Park in Rwanda. Thank you for watching.